How's it? Today is May 13th. It's Friday, and you see that little bar on the left? That's my boy G1 lifting. He's actually competing next week Saturday, so today is going to be his last heavy day before the meet, like heavy day. So basically, he maxed out today. He hit a bunch of PRs, snatched 105 for the first time. Um, he did, I think, 103 as well, which is a PR at the time. Then he clean and jerked 125, which he's only done a couple times in the past. So that's like a total PR, a snatch PR, well, two snatch PRs, and technically two total PRs. Um, we tried to get him to do 130. He cleaned it a bunch of times, but his jerks were a little bit all over the place. I think if he gave the last effort on the first lift, he would have made his 130 clean and jerk. So I'm excited to see how much he's going to lift on Saturday. It's not tomorrow, it's next week. But as far as I'm lifting today, last week I did 99 and then 127. I think last week, if I recall correctly, I don't think I missed any lifts. I was extremely consistent last week, which is, I'm clapping to myself right now. I'm not really, because you can actually hear what I'm doing, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, like, I did it. And today was a similar situation. 102, I hit all three of my singles at 102. And then it looked like I was going to do 130 for all three singles for a clean jerk, and then I actually missed my third jerk. So I ended up reattempting it one more time. I missed that one, and then I reattempted it again for a fifth time. Usually I don't do that for clean and jerk stuff. I almost only exclusively do that for snatch because snatch weight's like relative to what I'm capable of. At least overall weight on my body. Maximal snatch weights are very little. I can bench more than I can snatch. So you can think about that kind of relationship. So if I reattempt my maximum snatch like 3 or 4 times, it's less taxing on my body than it is if I reattempt my clean and jerk, right? And so as a result of that, I didn't have a lot of time, and then I cut out my front squats at the end. So I'm going to front squat tomorrow. I think if I front squat on to Saturdays, I actually am able to push more weight because I'm fresh. And I think overall, helping me push more weight is the goal. That was my last warm up at 97. So here's my first set at 102. Let's see what we think about it. Very lucky there. I think extension was pretty good. I think overall I should get the bar a little bit higher. I think a little bit more aggressive, not as good positionally as the first one, but a little bit higher at the bar, throwing my hips a little bit more too. Most hip throwy, but also the most consistent as far as like, would I be able to reproduce that in the future? Probably yes. Would I be able to reproduce that first one? Probably not. And the second one, yeah, probably yes as well. Um, but that to me was sufficient. Where ordinarily I would just be like, all right, like I need to get one good one before I go into clean jerks. And then what would end up happening is I would try probably a fourth one, and then I would miss. So 102 is 3 kilos below my best. So that is definitely a significant consistency showing. Yeah, so I am super happy with that. I think honestly, like G1 being there is super helpful because it's like usually I do have Shaq here, but I never really lifted with Shaq like for a long period of time. It's just like, oh, like sometimes I'll just lift and he's there as well, and he's lifting too, you know. Here's my first set at 130. This I think is the best jerk, but that clean was I think probably the worst clean that I did the whole day. Yeah, this jerk was solid. Yeah, and it is hurting. It is hurting. Here's my last one here. Sorry, not my last one. My second one here. Uh, you know, clean was maybe just as bad. Definitely not as good as the jerk on the first one. Still pretty good though. Still pretty good. I think I was able to utilize like the dip and drive tempo very good. And I'm hurting here at this point. So something that I was talking about on Wednesday is my upper back is just kind of dying, and this is definitely not helping. Reattempting all these cleans. Yeah, I definitely dipped forward there. at this point, so I think right before that, I told Gio, like, all right, so you're gonna make this 130 after I make this 130, and then I didn't make it. And then I was just like, ah, shit, like, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, that one I think positionally was okay. I just didn't have enough power in that one. My upper body was starting to hurt again. And then here is the last one I make. Ah, maybe that was the worst clean. I am extremely tired, extremely sore at this point in the workout. But I do make this jerk. Even though I do a slow dip there. Got a little bonus here. Keith and David were there, so that was fun. After that, I just finished off with my accessories. I know I said I wasn't gonna skip on accessories this week, but these front squats I think would have been arguably detrimental to my progress. So I deemed it unnecessary and superfluous to my overall goals. Counterproductive is another word as well. Um, but all in all, like today's training was solid. Thank you, Jiwon, for showing up and lifting with me. I will be wherever you need me to be on Saturday. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.